Hi, my name is Kerry Badham and today I'm going to show you the FMM Essential Shapes Tappit set. It's a really handy set. You've got 4 tappets in the set, and on each strip you've got 5 triangles and 4 squares, 4 rectangles and 5 wonky rectangles, 5 diamonds and 5 hexagons, 5 circles and 5 ovals. That's 39 shapes. The great thing about the tappet strips is that you've got all the small sizes going up to the larger, but you won't lose these in the bottom of your toolbox or anywhere else. It's a lot harder to lose a whole strip of shapes rather than one individual shape. Now, it's really hard when people come over to the table and they kind of wonder what they're actually going to use them for. I'm just going to show you on a few cakes that we have here, the different things that we've used them for. So at the top of our cake, starting up here, I used the rectangles to make the signs, and then I made the door. As we move down the cake, I've made the little windows, and again the door and the signs again. When I move around the cake, I then decided to do like an arch window effect. So that was little squares and that was a circle, and I cut it in half and cut it again. If we move over to the wow cake, on here we made the skyline buildings, and here we used those to make the small windows, and then we've used all the circles on top. Moving to the back of the table here, we've used it to make bunting around the side of our cake, and I also used it to put the small circles inside the tractor, and again the circle at the top of our barn. On here we've also got the bunting again that you can use it for. On here I used it to make the sheep's eyes, which is another thing. So there's so many different uses, and you don't realise what you're actually going to use it for until you need one of those tiny little shapes. The other thing that you can do as well is you can make some fantastic geometric patterns, which are really on trend at the moment. So firstly, I'm going to just give you a quick demonstration on how to use tappets. So you just place it over the top of your modelling paste and you flick it out. It's really simple. So it's definitely modelling paste that you use. You roll it out quite nice and fine, and what I do is I leave it sit for a while so it gets like a nice fine crust across the top, and it just makes it really easy for the shapes to tap out. So you just tap it onto your work surface, and what a lot of people do when they make the mistake of tapping it is that they bend it right back, and there's no need to do that. You can run the risk of possibly breaking it. Fortunately, these are really flexible, but you just need to go down lower and just gently do it. The only reason why the fondant may stick in your tappet is because it's either too thick or it's too sticky. So leaving it to sit and dry out for a little while is perfect for what you're going to need. I'm just going to pop that to one side, and I'm going to quickly show you how to make this pattern on the side of the cake. So I use the larger of the diamonds, and I popped it through. You just tap it out. So it's nice and simple. So using your knife and scriber tool, I just cut straight down the middle. You can of course use a kitchen knife for this as well. Separate them. And then you have 2 different shades, so whatever colour combination you want to put together, you just have a lighter and darker colour. Again, using the large diamond shape. Cut down the middle and cut down the middle again. So to make the shape, you put them together like this, and then on one side you put a dark, and on the other side you put a light, and then on here you put a dark, and on there you put a light, and then you start to build the pattern. You start all over again like this, and it starts to almost look as if it's got like a wonky line effect going around your cake. So there's lots of geometric cakes at the moment which are using the different shapes, using the hexagons and using the squares, and you can make some really fun patterns between the squares and the rectangles together. You've got the diamonds, and then of course you've got the circles as well. So they're a really good tool for the different trends that we're using at the moment, but also a necessary tool for your toolbox for all the small shapes that you're always hunting for at the bottom of your toolbox, or that don't even exist on the market yet.